everybody on YouTube, it's Michael here, and in the next 6 videos I'm going to be showing you everything that is on the Yamaha PSR-225GM keyboard and will be this month's keyboard showcase. Now, I don't have this keyboard for long as I'm only borrowing it. I think I've only got this keyboard for about a week, so I'm going to be using this week to do all the videos that I can with this keyboard. You know, doing a tutorial video, showing the sounds, styles and songs, etc. Now, the Yamaha PSR-225, there's actually a family of keyboards that have the exact same sounds as this keyboard. There was the original PSR-225, which is exactly the same as this keyboard, but it's in a black colour. And then we have the PSR-225GM here, in which the keyboard has a black case, but on the top here, it's silver compared to the PSR-225. So it's a completely the same keyboard really, except one of them's a black colour and one of them's a silver colour on the top here. And then we have the PSR-270, which I've done videos of it in the past. Completely different keyboard, but the hardware remains exactly the same, and it has the same exact sounds, styles and songs. And then finally, there's the Yamaha PSR-340. Again, same keyboard, same sounds, same styles. I think the PSR-340 though has a couple of different demo songs, and plus it has a floppy disk drive. Now I used to have a PSR-340, but then I sold it. Okay, so that's a little about the PSR-225GM, along with other keyboards that have the exact same sounds and styles. Now, with the videos of the PSR-225GM, the first one will be a tutorial of the keyboard. The next video will be showing the 110 panel voices, and then the third video will be showing the 128 GM voices. And then the next 2 videos after that will be part 1 and part 2 of showing the 100 accompaniment styles. And then finally, the last video will only be a short video, and that will be showing the 3 demonstration songs. Yes, only 3 demonstration songs. Not 100 demo songs in which these sort of entry-level keyboards usually have. Okay, so first of all, here is the tutorial video of the Yamaha PSR-225GM keyboard. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoy. Okay, so now the first thing that I want to show you on this tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-225GM keyboard, and that is the overall functions. Now these are just some very basic functions. There will be more functions on this keyboard with this function button here, which I will show you later on in this video. So first of all, here we have the different overall functions. Here we have the tempo, transpose, tuning, a comp/song volume, and metronome volume. So I'll show this to you real quick. So first of all, we have the tempo, and using these buttons here we can have it up and down. And then we press these 2 simultaneously to get the default tempo of the style. Is that it? Just going to turn it. There we go. There we go. Back to normal. And then using these 2 buttons here, we can go through the different functions. Hopefully you can see the screen when I'm changing things. Okay, so next up is the transpose, where we can transpose the keyboard. Oops, sorry, I pressed the wrong keypad here. It's these ones. There we go. Then press these two simultaneously to get the default transpose. And now we have the tuning, in which we can tune the keyboard. Then press these two simultaneously to get the default tuning. And now we have the comp/song volume. So this applies to the demo songs and the styles. For this instance, I'm going to be showing you the style. Then press these two simultaneously to get the default volume. And then finally, with the overall functions here, we have the metronome volume. Same thing with the styles, but it's the metronome. And then we press these two simultaneously to get the default volume. So that's the overall functions. As I said earlier, there are more functions with this button here, which I will show you later on in this video. And then we have some more functions. We have the harmony here, the reverb, the dual, the touch. So with the harmony, we turn that on. There we go. Hopefully you can see on the screen, but now the harmony is now turned on. So when we're playing styles or anything with the left hand with the chords, like we'll play a style. So that's the harmony. We'll turn that back off. And then we have the reverb, which is currently on. We turn that off, though the reverb on the rhythm still stays on. But as I've turned the reverb off, the sound no longer has reverb until I press it again. And then we have the dual voice here, in which we can layer a second voice. So the most popular one for the grand piano is the strings. And then finally, with these buttons here, there's the touch sensitivity. So now I've just pressed a button and the touch sensitivity is turned off. So it doesn't matter how hard or soft I play the keys, it will be fixed. So with these buttons, there are also more functions with the function button here. Okay, so that's the basic overall functions, and these buttons here with the additional functions such as harmony, reverb, dual and touch. There will be more functions later on in this video. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to show you, this is then going to be a quick one, and that is the portable grand and metronome buttons. Okay, so with the portable grand, let's just say that I selected a different voice. And I selected, say, a different style. So I'm on a completely different voice and different style. But what if you want to get access to the piano sound quickly? Simple, you just press this portable grand button. And hopefully you can see on the screen it says portable grand. It takes you straight to the grand piano sound. But it also takes you straight to a pianist style. Okay, so that's the portable grand button, which takes you straight to the pianist sound, along with the first pianist style in the pianist category. And now I'm going to show you the metronome. Here's the metronome button. And you can use the tempo to make the metronome go quicker. The default tempo, it depends on the style that you're using. Okay, so that's the metronome, but what if you want to change the time signature of the metronome? Say to a 1 beat, a 2 beat, a 3 beat, which is basically a waltz beat, a 4 beat, 5 beat, 6, 7, 8, 9 to no beat. Well, I'll show that to you. And what you do is that you hold down the metronome button along with buttons 1 to 0 simultaneously, and that will change the time signature of the metronome. So 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, which is basically a waltz, 4 beat, 5 beat, 6 beat, 7 beat, 8 beat, 9 beat, and no beat, so you don't get that chinging sound. So there you go, and that is the portable grand and metronome buttons, along with the time signature for the metronome feature. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is the chord guide, which is for the styles. So first of all, we have the dictionary, smart chord, easy chord, and off. So first of all, we're going to start with dictionary. I'm actually going to change the style as well. There we go. And then what the dictionary does is that you can use these keys, and hopefully you can see on the screen, but you get these different chords here with that little keyboard icon on the screen. And this is where you can practice your different chords. So there's C. Unfortunately, it doesn't make that ding sound like the other keyboards do when you get the right chord with the dictionary button. But with the dictionary, yes, you can just practice different chords. So let's say we got a D chord. So yes, that's basically what dictionary is, that you can practice your chords. So the chord type, and we have the root chords, so like C, C sharp, D, E flat, E, F. It will come up on the screen. So we have the different chord types here. Hopefully you can see on the screen that the icon changes. So this is where you can practice on your chords. And we have the root chord like C, D, E, F, G, etc. So for this, yeah, we got F. So yeah, it's just all sorts of different chords here that you can just practice on. Just messing around with these keys gives you different chords to practice on. Okay, so that's the dictionary chord guide, and now we have the smart chord. We have like different smart chords here, in which you can just press one key. And it gives you all sorts of like different chords. There are 15 different smart chords types to choose from. So we say number 5. So it just gives you like different sort of chords within the smart chord. So like if you don't know which keys to press to get, say, this chord, you can just go through all the different smart chord types and just press one key. Let's do one more. So that's the smart chord. And now the last one is the EZ or easy chord, which gives you different chord progressions. Hopefully you can see on the screen, but we have these bars here indicating that these are chord progressions. So it doesn't matter what key you play, it'll always play in these chord progressions. So for example, I could just play the C key all the time and I'll get these different progressions. And I can mess around with other keys as well. Hopefully you can see on the screen, but whenever I change chord progressions, the bar flashes with the chord progression that I'm on. There's another preset with the easy chord. So those are the preset easy chord types, but you can also record your own chord progressions. So I will show that to you. So we press record. We have to press it a few times until EZ comes up. So let's just go back to that. Let's go to style, record, and keep pressing record until, there we go, EZ or EZ comes up on the screen. And then press these keypads. There's these presets, and there's 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the user easy chord types. So we get out of record, and it comes up saying no data because I haven't recorded anything on it yet. So just go back to record, and we just select our bank in which we want. So for this instance, we're going to go to easy number 3, which is a user to record your own chord progressions. And as you can see, the first bar here on the screen is flashing as it waits for us to do our chord. So say C, and using these we can actually go through the different bars to make another chord progression. There are altogether 128 bars, so you can make 128 different chord progressions. So you could actually record chord progressions for an entire song, which is really handy for beginners. So we just go back, and now we just do A minor. We recorded that, we go forward. So it's coming along really well so far. You can also do that to skip bars. So the progression just expands. Okay, we'll stop recording all that, and now we got the chord progressions here. Oh, I just pressed the wrong button here. There we go. So these are my chord progressions. So that's how you record your own chord progressions for a user easy type. I'm just going to do one more. So record, and this time we're going to go to number 4. And now we can record more chord progressions. So okay, so I've done a load of chord progressions. So now I'll get out of record. And this is the newly added chord progressions on another user bank. So and that is the chord guide, in which we can have the dictionary to practice your chords, smart chords that gives you all sorts of different chords within the keys just by playing one key at a time, and the easy chord, in which you can play all sorts of chord progressions, and you can also record your own chord progressions with the 6 user banks. So you can have 6 different chord progressions. And that is the chord guide. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is the functions with this function button here. And there's also the categories of functions here. Hopefully you can see it. We have the main voice functions, the dual voice functions, split voice functions, the effects functions, one touch setting, style, song, utility, and MIDI. So we're going to go through all these functions. Well, except for MIDI, but I'll be going through all the other functions because I don't have anything like MIDI'd up and that, and I don't really use any MIDI interface. So, first of all, we just press the function button, and then we have the main voice. We have, altogether, we have the main voice volume, the main voice octave, the main voice pan pot, the reverb level, chorus level, DSP level, and that is the main voice functions. So I'll go through those. So first of all, we have the main voice volume. And we press these buttons simultaneously to get the default volume. And then moving on, we have the main voice octave, in which we can change the octave. So that's the main voice octave. And moving on, we have the main voice pan pot. So I'm not sure if you can pick it up, but when the pan pot is on to 7, the sound will be coming from the right speaker, and then we go to -7, the sound will sound on the left speaker. The only thing you get on the speakers, like you get the sound on the left speaker with -7. On the right speaker, you can just hear slight sort of the reverb of the sound. But that's the pan pot. And then we have the main voice reverb level. So if we had it really high, we get a really high reverb depth. Or we put it to 0. No reverb. And then we have the main voice chorus level. But we need to have the chorus turned on somehow. So we're just going to go to the effects function and turn it on. Oh, I think I might have gone past it. There we go. We're going to turn on chorus. There we go. The chorus is now turned on. So we're going to go back to the main voice. There we go. The main voice chorus level. There we go. So we're going to put it right up to 127. There's a lot of chorus. And then we just maybe put it halfway. Or 0. There will be no chorus. So that's the chorus level. And now we're moving on. We're going to the main voice DSP level. So we can have like DSPs such as delay or distortion or rotary, which is perfect for organ sounds. Okay, so again, we will need to... hang on. Yes, we will need to turn on DSP. Where are we? DSP type, DSP, we need to turn that on. And let's just go back to the main voice type. Let's go to DSP level. That's a sort of a different reverb, but it's in a DSP. So we're going to go back to the effects. Oh, sorry. Okay, 30 DSP type, so that you can really tell what this. So let's just change it into a different type. Okay. And that's all of the functions with the main voice. And now we move on to the dual voice. So what we're going to do is that we're going to turn on the dual voice. So that's the dual voice. And then we have the dual voice volume. So we're going to turn it right up. Or we're going to turn it almost slightly off. There you go, you can slightly hear it. We press these two simultaneously to get the default. Each dual voice has its own default volume. Okay, moving on. We're going now. It's the dual voice octave. And then we have the dual voice pan pot, which if you put it up to 7, it comes from the right speaker. You put it down to -7, it comes on, and the sounds will come from the left speaker. So it's exactly the same as the main voice functions, but it's for the dual voice. Okay, and now we have the dual voice reverb level. Let's just turn... No, it won't turn the DSP off because we need to... Okay, then we have the dual voice chorus level. Basically, it's the same as the main voice function, and then we have the dual voice DSP level. So we're gonna... And then we have the... This is the only way that you can have different dual voices, is to go to function and select dual voice, and then we can change our voices. Okay, so that's the dual voice functions. And there we have dual, in which we can either turn it on or off. Okay, now we're moving on to the split voice. Now this is the only way to do the split, and we're just going to go to split voice. Split. There we go, and we're going to go to split. At the moment it's currently off, and this is the only way to turn the split on and off, because as you can see in these buttons, there's no button to enable split or disable split. So we're going to turn that on. So we got another voice for the right hand, the left hand, which is currently on strings. So we're going to go back to the start. Okay, so there's a split volume. Split octave. Okay, so that's the split octave. The split pan pot. The split reverb level. And then we have the chorus level. whether it's turned. But you get the gist of them. It's basically the same functions go with all the voices: the main voice, the dual voice, the split voice, and then we have the DSP level on which we can turn it up and down. So there we go. Put it back to default. And then the split voice, in which you change the split voices. So let's say we want a bass. Or maybe a finger bass. Or anything else. Okay, so that's how you change the split voice. And then finally we have split, in which we can enable it and disable it. So it's currently on, and then we're going to turn it off. So that's the split functions. Oh, and one more, we have the split point, in which we can, I'll show that to you. Just turn on split once more. And then we have the split point. At the moment, the left-hand voice is currently here. Oh, better get out of that, otherwise. Okay, now we get it back to that. And this is where we can press the keys. Let's just say that I want it on an octave higher. So now we get out of that. The split voice goes up to I'm now going to put that back to defaults. Okay, and now we're moving on. We're going to move on to the effects functions. And here we can do our reverb, chorus and DSP. So reverb is currently on. We can just turn it on and off. But you can also do the same with this button here. And now we have the reverb type. There's the hall 1, hall 2, room 1 and 2, stage 1 and 2. I know I've still got DSP currently on for the main voice. That's why it's delaying. Or turn it off. So those are the different reverb types. And then we have the chorus types. Chorus, we can have it on and off with this one. Now we move on. We have the chorus type. We can have chorus 1 and 2. And we have flanger 1 and 2. I know it's not really the right sound for it, but I'm just showing an example and showing you what to do with the functions. Or you can have it off. And that's the chorus type. DSP. Okay. We can choose to have DSP on and off. So at the moment now it's off. And we turn it back on. Moving on, we have DSP type. So we got all sorts of things like distortion. And we have the same as reverb with the hall types and the room types and the stage types, etc. And we have the so yes, it's just all sorts of different DSP types. Okay, we're going to move on. And then we have harmony. Just like with the button here, we can choose to have it on and off on the function menu as well as the button. So we're going to turn it on. And then we have harmony type. We've got all sorts of different harmonies, like the duet, the trio block. So for this, we need to have the style on. That's it. Octave. Trill. Tremolo. Echo. So that's all the different harmony types. Harmony volume. So we're going to turn it up. Or turn it halfway. Or very low. Let's put it back to default. The harmony volume. Okay, now we're moving on. We're going to, there's the user bank, and this is for the user one-touch settings. I will show that later on in this video. I'm going to skip that part for now, but I will show that. This is like basically making your own one-touch settings, which is basically registration memories, but I'll skip that for now, but I will show that later on in this video. And now we have the accompaniment split point. So at the moment, the style is currently up to. I see what's going on. We need to get out of that. There we go. Okay, so the accomp is actually up to here. But what if I want to make it an octave higher? We just press that whilst on accomp split point. Get out of the menu, and there we go. Hang on, because split is still currently on. So we're going to... So bear with me whilst I sort that split. We're going to turn it off because I've already showed that one. There we go. It's going up there now because I've changed the accomp split point. I'm going to go back to that. There we go. We're going to put it back to its default and get out of that menu. Okay, moving on. So I've covered the main voice, dual voice and split voice functions, the effects functions. I skipped the one-touch setting functions because I will show that later on. The style function, which is for the accomp split point. And now we're moving on to the song function. Now what that does, that you can clear the user songs. But I haven't got anything recorded at the moment. So if you record a song, which I will show you later on in this video, with this function, user song 1 clear, user song 2 clear, you can delete the songs. No song, because there's nothing on there. So I will show that later on in this video. Okay, now moving on. We have the utility function. First of all, it's the foot switch function, in which we can change the different functions that the sustain pedal can do. So right now it's currently on sustain, so when I'm pressing the foot pedal, it's on sustain. But we can change the different functions. So now, let's see, there are 12 different functions to choose from within the foot pedal. And now we've got the easy chord, which I will show that to you. We just go to easy chord. And then you don't have to press any of the keys because the pedal will do the chord progressions for you. Yeah. As you could see, I was not touching any keys at all. It was the foot pedal that was doing all of the work, changing the chord progressions. Okay, moving on. The foot switch utility. Now we got the start-stop function. So with the foot pedal, it will start and stop the rhythm as if you was pressing the start-stop button, except this time using the foot switch or foot pedal or sustain pedal, whatever you want to call it. Okay, moving on. And now with the foot pedal, we can do the intro and ending. So we're going to sync start, press the foot pedal without pressing intro ending because the foot pedal will do that automatically for me. You just press it again, the foot pedal, for the ending. Okay, and now moving on. Main A. So we press the rhythm, play the rhythm. It will change to main A using the foot pedal. So it's doing all that just by pressing the foot pedal. And now we have main B. More functions with the foot pedal. Harmony. Hopefully you can see on the screen, but this is where you can turn the harmony on and off. The same thing with the function and the harmony button, but this time using the foot pedal. So I'm toggling harmony on and off. The dual voice. Again, you can toggle the dual voice on and off just using the foot pedal, as well as using the function and the dual button here. So we're going to turn that off. Moving on, the split voice. Again, we can toggle the split on and off. There's no split button, so the only other way to do that is going through the split functions, and as well as the foot pedal. And then we have the reverb. We can also toggle reverb on and off using the foot pedal, as well as the function button and the reverb button here. And the chorus, again, toggling the chorus on and off using just the foot pedal. And finally, DSP. We can toggle the DSP on and off just by pressing the foot pedal with your foot. So that's all of the... let me just go back to sustain. Okay, moving on to the utility functions, we have voice set. Okay, now with the voice set, as you know that each voice on the keyboard has its own harmony and reverb type and dual voice, say like piano and strings, or for a or for another voice like honky tonk. See, the dual voice changes. Let's go to another, like a DX EP. You got some sort of pad in the background, or CP80. So each voice on this keyboard is set to have a different dual voice, harmony, and reverb type. So let's just go back to grand piano, piano and strings. But using voice set, we can actually toggle voice set on and off. So it's on, but when it's turned off, no voices will be set with its right reverb, dual voice, harmony, etc. So on piano and strings, whilst the voice set is turned off, you'll get the strings on the other sounds as well. That each voice has its own sort of dual voice set up, but with voice set turned off, the dual voice is always going to be on strings, the harmony is always going to be set to how you have it, and the same with reverb. So I'm going to go ahead and turn voice set back on. Strings on top of vibes, but I changed the voice. Now that the voice set has been turned back on. That's just a quick example. I know I didn't show the harmony and reverb, but it also applies to that as well. Okay, now with the touch sensitivity, in which we have 3 different touch sensitivity levels. So one is soft, so you don't have to press the keys too hard to get the full velocity. Oh, we'll go back on the piano. Back to touch sensitivity. Now 2 is medium, and 3 is hard, where you have to press the keys hard to get the full velocity. But you can also turn the touch sensitivity off using this button here, the touch button. Okay, going through some more utilities, functions. We have, we've finished all of the utility functions. So there's the foot switch, voice set, and touch sensitivity. Okay, moving on, which I won't be using, but I'll show you the different functions. Finally, we have the MIDI utilities. We have the remote channel, keyboard out, a comp out, local, which is basically when local's turned on. Yeah, but then when you turn it off, no sound comes from the keyboard. I'm guessing that's because if you have something MIDI'd onto the keyboard, all you want to hear is the sounds from the MIDI'd instrument and not the sounds from this keyboard as well. Which makes sense. Okay, moving on. We have the external clock, bulk send, initial send, and that's it. That is all of the functions on this keyboard. Okay, so that is all of the functions on this keyboard and how to control them with the main voice, dual voice, split voice functions, the effects functions. I know I've skipped the one touch setting function, but I'll show that later on. Well, actually, I think I'll show that next. And then the style with the comp split point, the song, utility, and MIDI functions. So that is all of the functions. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to show you, and that is the one touch settings. Now each style has 2 preset one touch settings. So I'll show that to you. You just instantly press these buttons to get a different voice. And that applies to each style. So there's style number 5. Or for example, style 10. And each style has 2 preset one touch settings. And that can call up the harmony, the dual voice, DSP effects, etc. and are automatically called up whenever you press these two buttons. Each style has two preset one-touch settings, and as there are 100 styles on this keyboard, you have a total of 200. But what if you want to have your own one-touch settings, which instantly calls up every setting on the keyboard? Basically the voices, the styles, tempo, DSP, etc. Well, you could consider them as registration memories. So I will show that to you. Let's just put everything back to normal here. So we just got the standard piano sound and the first style. Okay, so first of all, there are altogether 4 banks of user one-touch settings or registration memories. You just go to function 4.1, there we go, there's user bank. We have user bank 1, hopefully you can see the screen, user bank 2, user bank 3, and user bank 4. And for each of those user banks, you can fill up 4 of your own one-touch settings or registration memories, giving you a total of 16 registration memories that you can select different voices and styles, which I will show to you. Okay, so first of all, what we will do, we're going to select a style. It doesn't matter which one, we're just going to choose any one. We'll choose this one, for example, and we're going to press variation B, turn your comp on. And now what we're going to do, we are going to select our voices. We're not going to include the voices from the preset one-touch settings, as we want to find our own. So we're going to find, I'm going to find a guitar sound. So, no, wrong one. We're going to do a sort of a, yeah, we'll do that. An overdrive guitar. And then once you're happy with your settings, we just press record until the one-touch setting comes up on the screen. Real-time, step. There we go, OTS user. So one-touch setting user. Once you're happy with all your settings, simply just press one of these 4 buttons. For this instance, I'm going to select 1. And then get out of record. And that's the registration memory saved. All user one-touch setting. Okay, so now I'm going to go to a different style. I'm going to up the tempo a little bit on this one. We're going to select our voice. We'll do this one. Pan flute. But what if I want to add effects with it, with the DSP effects? So we just go to function, go to the DSP type, and for this one I'm going to do a delay, cross delay, but at the moment the DSP is off, so we're going to turn that on. DSP, turn it on, and within the voices we're going to go to just bear with me while I go through the functions, and this is for the main voice, so we're going to change the DSP level of the main voice. Okay, so for this instance I'm going to have it to the maximum. And this time I want to go to variation A. So now we've got our DSP effects, the voice that we want and the style that we want, and we also up the tempo. Once you're happy with everything, simply press record, OTS user, and this time we are going to press button number 2. Then we get out of record, and that's our setting saved. So here's setting number 1. And setting number 2. I will be doing some more examples of the user one-touch settings / registration memories. Okay, this time we're going to do something different. We're going to select another style. I'm just going to find which one. It doesn't really matter which one, as this is just an example. Okay, we'll use this one. Oh, I'm going to turn up the tempo. And now this time I am going to select the standard piano sound. And also I'm going to press the dual button so I've got strings on top of it. Or maybe if I want some harmony. Notice how the piano has the harmony but not the strings, but that's okay. So once we're happy with everything, once again just press record and we're going to select button number 3. Get out of record, and now that's saved. Okay, so now I'm going to do one more example with the one-touch settings, and that will be... I'll just find something else with the example. So maybe if I want to, say, transpose the keyboard, it's going to go to transpose. So transpose the keyboard this time. And we want some more DSP effects. So, first of all, let's just select a different voice. Let's go to, let's see here. I'm just going through them, so bear with me. Okay, we'll go for an organ sound this time. Again, we want a DSP. Let's lower the DSP level. So let's go to, put it down to 100. DSP level. Okay, so now we're going to turn the DSP on if it's off already. Oh, it's on. Okay. And now we need the DSP type. Rotary. Or maybe... Okay, so this time we've got a wah effect. And also, I'm going to do a little bit of another effect called chorus. And maybe have a sort of a flanger effect. Make sure we got the chorus on. Okay, let's just turn the chorus up so that we can actually recognize it. Chorus level. Okay, so hopefully you can recognize that effect. Well, hopefully you can pick it up because it's got a DSP effect with it as well. Okay, so that's just about the settings I'm going to do for that. And now we're going to select a style. Let's do... Yeah, we'll do that one. This time we're going to go to variation A. And then once you're happy with everything, press record. And this time I'm going to do button number 4. Get out of record. And there you go. That's an entire bank of my own settings saved. So we got setting number 1, number 2, with added DSP effect, user free, with harmony, and number 4. with added DSP, chorus, and that the keyboard has been transposed. So as I said earlier on, user bank, there are 4 altogether. I have filled up all of the One Touch Settings memories on one bank. So I'm going to go through them all. So here's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And finally, number 4. So there you go. And that is how you save your own One Touch settings or registration memories, because the user One Touch settings doesn't just affect like the changing of the voices, but it also affects everything else, including the main voice, the dual voice, the split voice, reverb, chorus and DSP effects, harmony types, the styles, and also the foot pedal assignable, depending on what you have assigned to the sustain pedal. All those can be saved using these user One Touch settings here. And going back to the user, there are altogether 4 user banks, giving you a total of 16 different settings that you can save of your own. So that is the preset One Touch settings and user One Touch settings. Okay, so now the last thing that I'm going to show you on this tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-225GM keyboard, and that is Song Recorder, in which you can record your own songs using these onboard 5-track sequencers. So this keyboard has 5-track sequencer so that you can record each part here, and the last one is for the accompaniment style. So I will show that to you. First of all, I'm going to show you how to record a song completely from scratch. So what we're going to do, we are going to select our voice. Yeah, we're going to do rock hit here. And we're going to up the tempo. We're going to up the tempo to 140. So now that we got our first voice for recording our own song ready, we just press record until real time comes up. There's 2 types of recording your own song. We have real time and step record. I haven't really had the time to go through step record to know how to use it, as I don't have this keyboard for long. So we're just going to stick with the real time record. And then we select a track. So we've got 5 to choose from. Well, yeah, 5 to choose from. 5. Yep, 5. And the last one is for the accompaniment style, when we record with a style, which I won't show just yet, but I will show you after showing the example of recording your own song from scratch. Okay, so for this instance, we're going to select button number 1, Oh, yeah, I've already done that. And now the keyboard waits for us to play. But as we've got nothing on the song but the drums at the moment, well, it will be, what we're going to do is we're going to press the metronome so that we can keep in time with our recording. Okay, so now the keyboard waits for us to play. So here we go. Okay, now we've got the drums. Now we can turn off the metronome. I know the timing still isn't perfect, but that's okay. This is just an example on how to record your own song. Okay, so we're going to select track number 2 for the next bit. That's it, record, real time. We're going to do track number 2 this time. And this time we're going to select a bass sound. We're just going to find one. Get out of record just to make sure. Yep, that's a perfect voice for this example. So record, real time, track number 2. What am I doing here? There we go. Okay, now the keyboard waits for us to play. So here we go. Okay, so now we've got the bass recorded. Okay, now we're going to do another voice. We're going to find, this time we're going to do a distortion guitar, overdrive or distortion. Once we got our voice that we want, we're going to press record, and this time we're going to select track number 3. Okay, so now the keyboard waits for us to play. Now we got track number 3 saved. Okay, and now we're going to do one more example. So this will be the 4th one, even though you can record up to 5 tracks completely from scratch. This time we're going to select a synth sound. So and as you can hear, it's got the DSP delay. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to press record, and this time track number 4. And now the keyboard waits for us to play. So now that's our track, recorded completely from scratch. So here are the results. Although that wasn't perfect, but that was just an example on how to record your own song. Okay, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this part, this keyboard has 3 user songs, so that you can record up to 3 of your own songs. So that's the first one I've done. And now we're going to record user 2. this time. And this time I'm going to be using a style. So we're going to find our, let's just get out of record for now. We're on to user 2. This time we're going to select a style. It doesn't matter which one, as this is just an example. Oh no, we're going to do an upbeat style. Yeah. And we're going to select a different voice. We're going to find one, so bear with me. Trying to find a synth sound. We'll do a square lead, that'll do. And this time we're going to press record, real time. Turn on your comp. So now we're going to record the style along with the voice. So here we go. And that's our style and voice saved. But what if you want to add something else? So I'm going to do one more example of this. This time I'm going to select a pad sound. So I'm going to find one, so bear with me. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So let's get out of record. There we go. Yeah, I quite like that. Okay, so we just press record, and this time we're going to select track number 2 because hopefully you can see on the screen, but 1 and a comp has already been recorded. So we're going to press record, real time, track number 2, and this time we're going to have the pad sound. So here we go. And that's track 1, track 2, and a comp saved. So here are the results of recording a song using a style. So that's the results. I'm sure that you've noticed that some of the drums have been cut off with that song. With that song example. Probably because I've exceeded the amounts of notes of polyphony that this keyboard has. This keyboard has 32 notes of polyphony, so 32 notes can be played at any time simultaneously. So I've probably exceeded the amounts of polyphony, therefore some of the drums had been cut off. So let's see if I can show that again. I don't know why it's doing it this time, but some of the drums were cutting off because of the polyphony. Okay, so that's how you record your own songs completely from scratch or using a style. And now, if you want to make room for another song, if you've already recorded 3 songs from the user 1, 2 and 3, there's nothing on user 3. Let's just get out of record. So, yeah, user 1, 2 and 3. So that's user 1, user 2. There's nothing on user 3. But what if you already filled up 3 users, but you want to make something else? We just go to function, and we go to the song function, which I believe is 61. Oops, no, go function 61. There we go. And this is where user song 1 clear, user song 2 clear, user song 3 clear. And this is where you can delete your songs to make room for another song. So here we go to function, user song 1 clear, track 1 clear, yes. Are you sure? Yes. And there you go. That song has now been deleted. So we go back to user 1, and there's nothing on there because I've deleted it to make room for another song. And the same thing goes to number 2. If you want to delete song number 2, we go to yes. Are you sure? Yes. So now the 2 songs that I've done has now been erased. And user song 3, I didn't do anything on there. So there you go. And that is how you record your own songs, either completely from scratch using the onboard 5-track sequencer, or record a song using a style, but also using the 5-track sequencer if you want to add a sequence on top of the styles. So again, that is how you record your own songs. Okay, so this is now the end of this tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-225GM keyboard. I do hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and that you have found it useful. So please do write back to me and tell me what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video in which I will be showing you the 110 panel voices.